not that thin. I could drive that right hand straight through the skull, running 4 miles 5 times a week, weight training, hitting the bag, sparring. Come on. I'm ready and prepared for these mugs. And I grabbed them. If you're in the outside, you grab me hand from, you know that. Be over. I tear the thing.
Headbutting me. Don't come anywhere near me. Nowhere in the vicinity within my jab, or you will be getting ironed out. You'll be unconscious. You'll be snoring before you hit the floor. Big John Fury, the bare knuckle champion, the fighting man. You'll be asleep.
Carl Froch has had enough, and he is making that crystal clear on a live stream for the entire world to hear. John Fury flipped a table at the press conference, and now the Cobra is responding with the kind of cold, controlled fury that made him one of the most feared fighters Britain has ever produced. Stay in your box. Serious ramifications. This is not banter anymore.
Keep your mouth shut, stay out of trouble, because if you don't, there's going to be serious ramifications. So stay piped down, stay in your box, keep your mouth shut, and we don't want to see any more of you. At the press conference, at the weigh-in, they didn't want to see...
Even Frank Warren, a man who has promoted some of the most chaotic and colorful nights in British boxing history, is sitting there saying he did not like what John Fury did at that press conference. When the promoter himself is distancing himself from the behavior of a fighter's father, that tells you everything you need to know about how far over the line this went.
Like it, people think because you're a promoter you like all that stuff. Me, I didn't like one.
I should bloody get on with it and do it. It's just piss around, and it's not fair on the fighters. It's not fair on boxing and what goes out there. And it seems these guys, there's no urgency about it, and there shouldn't be like this. It needs to be radically overhauled.
John Fury doubling down and showing absolutely no remorse whatsoever. Balls like King Kong, he says. But flipping a table at a press conference and then going on camera to defend it is not courage. Carl Froch called it a bitch move on his live stream, and honestly, it is very hard to disagree with that assessment. There is a difference between being fearless and being embarrassing.
Like fucking bitches. John Fury's not a lot. But I'll tell you what, I've got balls like King Kong. Win, lose or draw, I'm up for it. I'm not a world beater, you know. I've been in the ring, beat. That's no problem. But you know that front foot is all the time forward. There's only good men beat John Fury. Not the likes of these trash outside. Undefeated. Never lost a fight in my life on the street. The men's tried, the men's disfigured and fucked up for the rest of their life. John Fury fears no man. Fears no man on earth. No matter what they've done, no matter what the accolades, John Fury only fears one person. And he's not even of this world, that's God Almighty. Here I am! Any man alive want to fight John Fury?
Duke McKenzie nailing John Fury's entire character in one sentence. Chaos wherever he goes. And the public love it. But Carl Froch is not the public. Carl Froch is a 4-time world champion who does not tolerate that kind of theater, and he made his feelings known on that live stream in a way that John Fury will not forget in a hurry.
And he knows how to shout houses down and make threats and swear and all the rest of it because he creates chaos wherever he goes. And for whatever the reason, the public...
Eddie Hearn absolutely loving this from a safe distance and being completely honest about why. You can threaten Eddie Hearn all day long and nothing happens. But you threaten Carl Froch and the Cobra will actually do something about it. Eddie Hearn knows Carl Froch personally, and he is telling you with full conviction that if these two ever come face to face properly, Carl Froch will stick it on John Fury. Simple as that.
The reason that I like that little bit of beef, right? One is because I'm not involved. And two, because Carl's not the kind of geezer who you can start saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And if I see you, because you can say that to me, I'm a wet lettuce. You can't say that to Carl Froch.
Derek Chisora bringing the most straightforward solution to this whole John Fury problem. Stop headbutting people at press conferences and go and fight someone who actually wants to fight you. Joey Egan has been calling John Fury out, and Derek Chisora is right. Channel all that energy into an actual fight instead of flipping tables and creating chaos at events that have nothing to do with you.
John Fury, he's always defending his kids, yeah. Point number one, yeah. John Fury should fight that Irish guy. I also have a traveller guy who keeps calling him out in London. I forgot his... Huh? Joey Egan. That fight should happen. Yeah? You know, stop going around and headbutting young boys. He should fight that guy.
Johnny Nelson reading the situation perfectly and getting to the real truth underneath all the chaos. John Fury is an emotional man who gets into the moment and forgets himself. That is not strength. That is a lack of control. And Carl Froch on that live stream was essentially telling John Fury the same thing that Johnny Nelson is saying here. Someone needs to have a serious word with him, because this kind of behavior reflects on Tyson Fury's entire camp, and it is not a good look for anyone involved.
John is an emotional being, gets into the moment, forgets himself. You can see, excuse the bad language, but this is, you know, when you see that, this is the moment when he realised he beat up. It was that, you know, when John had done it, like, shit, what have I done? But he had to own it. I think the pressure was on. The pressure is now on John to behave himself. He's distracted. A lot of attention.
Tony Bellew saying what many people are quietly thinking. If it was his own father, he would have pulled him aside immediately and told him it is embarrassing. That is a significant statement from a man who comes from the same world and understands the culture. And he is right. It is a bad look for boxing. Carl Froch on that live stream was essentially doing what Tony Bellew is describing here, calling it out directly and without apology.
And the inactivity, I think, was a real problem. He's had only a handful of fights in the last 5 years or so. As you said, those 2 defeats to Cattrall and to Teofimo Lopez. But before that, he had the controversial one with Cattrall too. So it was pretty much 3 defeats in a row going.
Johnny Nelson acknowledging the promotional side of what John Fury did, while also confirming what we all know. Carl Froch is going to absolutely rip into him, and he already started on that live stream. John Fury got people talking. But Carl Froch getting on live and calling him out for it got even more people watching. The Cobra does not let things slide, and John Fury is about to find out exactly what that means.
So he's got to make sure he trains right. No cutting corners at this stage in your life. 37 years old. There's a lot of young lions knocking at the door watching you. You're in a meal ticket, they're planning for you already. And I think
Dave Allen sitting with Carl Froch and being completely straight about what John Fury actually is as a fighter. Great athlete, super fit, but not a world-class fighter. And that is the point Carl Froch keeps coming back to. John Fury can flip tables and shout and swear all day long, but the second this becomes anything beyond words, he is dealing with a 4-time world champion who has forgotten more about fighting than John Fury will ever know.
Boxing ability, I just don't think he does. I don't think he has the experience. I don't think he's had the time to become that. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's super fit. But he's not a world-class fighter in my opinion.
Frank Warren finding out about the table flip the same way everyone else did and being visibly uncomfortable with what he saw. That is not what we want. Nobody does. And now Carl Froch on his live stream has made sure that John Fury cannot just apologize and quietly move on. The Cobra has held him publicly accountable, and that accountability is not going away anytime soon regardless of what apologies were exchanged behind closed doors.
Well, everybody else, it seemed. I wasn't there when it happened because we was inside doing whatever we was doing, other interviews, I think. And somebody showed it to me. I see John with his cut head. Look, that's not what we want. I don't want to see that happen. No one does. But I understand now both sides have made it up. They've apologised. So hopefully it's all in the past and we can concentrate what everybody's out here for, which is a fight.
Duke McKenzie putting it all into the context of the Fury circus, and he makes a fair point. When Tyson Fury is involved, the chaos always comes with the territory. But Carl Froch on that live stream was not sitting there complaining about promotion. He was sitting there calling out genuinely unacceptable behavior at a professional boxing event. There is a line between promoting a fight and flipping tables and drawing blood, and Carl Froch made absolutely sure that line was clearly marked for everyone watching that night.
Oh, who knows? You know, they're great at self-promoting, aren't they? And you know, listen, you've heard it all before. You've seen it all before. When Tyson Fury fights, the whole circus comes to town and everybody just jumps on board and says the first thing that comes into their head. So it is what it is. Like I said, I don't think Froch should be disappointed with that one bit. You're not, certainly. You know, so is it good for the sport? If they're promoting the fight. Simple as that. They're just promoting the fight.
Johnny Nelson making the same point twice, and that repetition tells you something important. Even the people defending John Fury's chaos as promotional tactics are quietly admitting that Carl Froch is now going to make him pay for it in public. John Fury flipped a table and got people talking. Carl Froch jumped on a live stream and made sure the conversation stayed on his terms. The Cobra has turned John Fury's chaotic moment into a platform to assert exactly who he is and what he stands for. And that is a very Carl Froch thing to do. Cool, controlled, and completely in charge of the narrative.
So he's got to make sure he trains right. No cutting corners at this stage in your life. 37 years old. There's a lot of young lions knocking at the door, watching you. You're in a meal ticket. They're planning for you already. And I think Tyson's very...
And there it is. The absolute cold, hard reality of this whole Carl Froch versus John Fury situation stripped down to its basics. John Fury is 60 years old. He would gas inside 2 rounds against Carl Froch, probably in the first. All the table flipping and the King Kong talk means absolutely nothing the second you step into a professional boxing ring against a man like Carl Froch. The Cobra on that live stream was not just venting. He was reminding John Fury that words have consequences, and in the world Carl Froch comes from, those consequences are felt in a very specific and very physical way.
This dude, I love that John is just so confident in himself. He would gas inside of 2 rounds. 2 rounds, but if he even made it 2 rounds with Carl Froch, he would gas probably in the first round. He's 60 years old. I'm not saying he couldn't hobble about for 4 rounds or something, but he would be gassed inside of 2. Because the way that John runs...
Eddie Hearn finding the silver lining the way only a promoter can. It went too far. There was blood. It should not have happened. But it built the hype and increased interest in the fight. And Carl Froch on that live stream, he added another enormous layer on top of all of it. Because now it is not just about the fight in the ring. It is about Carl Froch publicly calling out John Fury for his behavior, and the whole boxing world is watching to see what John Fury does next. Good or bad, it is boxing, and right now everyone is watching.
I mean, listen, it's boxing, it's family. John's John. Both goading each other. Both very personal. Both means a lot to everybody. Shouldn't have done it.
Adam Smith revealing something brilliant there. Carl Froch himself saying afterwards it is all good fun. That is the Cobra in a nutshell. He gets on a live stream and delivers the most controlled and devastating verbal takedown of John Fury you will ever hear, and then turns around and tells Adam Smith it is all good fun. But Adam Smith also makes the crucial point that nobody would ever go against Carl Froch in a real fight. Not on the cobbles. Not in a ring. Not anywhere. John Fury flipped a table at a press conference. Carl Froch has been in there with the best fighters on the planet and come out the other side every single time. There is no comparison, and the whole boxing world knows it.
Froch is a fighter to the core. So is John Fury. Listen, it's fun, it's banter, it's entertainment. Carl said to me afterwards, hey, it's all good fun, isn't it?
If they fought, who would win?
I mean, I don't think I would go against Carl Froch ever anyway.
Okay.
In a normal fight. I mean, obviously it's a long time since he's retired, but Carl Froch is a very, very, very top fighter.
That switch up there as well.
And John Fury's a big guy, right? And he's
Dominic Ingle keeping it simple and keeping it real. Carl Froch would flatten John Fury. Full stop. No lengthy debate required. And that is the beauty of what Carl Froch did on that live stream after the table flip chaos at the press conference. He did not lose his temper. He did not flip anything. He sat there calm and composed and told John Fury to stay in his box with serious ramifications if he does not. A man who knows he could flatten you does not need to throw tables. He just needs to speak. And Carl Froch spoke, and the whole world listened.
I think Carl Froch would flatten him, and then if he took him down and he did this or in the street, and everybody's got their opinions, which is good. It keeps it alive.
Adam Smith revealing something brilliant there. Carl Froch himself saying afterwards it is all good fun. That is the Cobra in a nutshell. He gets on a live stream and delivers the most controlled and devastating verbal takedown of John Fury you will ever hear, and then turns around and tells Adam Smith it is all good fun. But Adam Smith also makes the crucial point that nobody would ever go against Carl Froch in a real fight. Not on the cobbles. Not in a ring. Not anywhere. John Fury flipped a table at a press conference. Carl Froch has been in there with the best fighters on the planet and come out the other side every single time. There is no comparison, and the whole boxing world knows it.
And everybody knows Froch is a tough guy. And if Froch turns up, even though he's an old man now, he's nearly as old as me. No, he's not. He's quite younger than me, actually, Carl Froch. I'm 63. Anyway, but, you know, listen, even Carl Froch, at the age that he is at, would still be enough for John Fury.
Dominic Ingle keeping it simple and keeping it real. Carl Froch would flatten John Fury. Full stop. No lengthy debate required. And that is the beauty of what Carl Froch did on that live stream after the table flip chaos at the press conference. He did not lose his temper. He did not flip anything. He sat there calm and composed and told John Fury to stay in his box with serious ramifications if he does not. A man who knows he could flatten you does not need to throw tables. He just needs to speak. And Carl Froch spoke and the whole world listened.